Good morning, everybody. Greetings, peace and love. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Welcome and thank you so much for joining Hand-Built Pottery. Today is Thursday, and today is January the 20th, 2022. Can you believe it? This time is just moving along. Time waits for no one. So please make the best of every moment of your life. Be grateful and thankful and cherish every second that you have. All right, and so you don't always have to be a busybody to make yourself feel purposeful. Sometimes you just got to sit back, relax, and do absolutely nothing. All right, so doing nothing is doing something. All right, today we want to go ahead and go straight to our holidays and events. And you all know that today we are creating a 12-sided triangular or triangle vase. So hopefully the dimension on the sides of the three sides of the triangle should be 3.5 centimeters. And if you kind of played with that a little bit, that's fine, it's no problem. However, you should have 12 triangles, and we're going to go ahead and get that together soon. So if you need to get your pieces out, get that. And then what I have today to work with is my water bottle. I have a bat, something to set my piece on as I'm working. I have my needle tool, my feather or textured tool, and my spatula. I'm gonna have a sponge and probably a couple of sponges or something to help me to lift or hold the pieces, so to speak. But anyway, so we'll first, while you get those things in your space in front of you and ready, I'm going to go ahead and go through our holidays and events for today. All right. Once again, today is Thursday, January the 20th, 2022. It's such a wonderful and beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day, whether it's snowing, raining, sleeting, sun shining, windy, muggy. Every day is a great day. All right. Also, once again, too, don't forget that we have our Black History program coming up in February, and I would love for you all to do some Black History photo recreations. Even if I get a handful of people, which would be 5, I will be so grateful. And people would love to see you do some photo recreations or see seniors actually participating in some of the events that we have rather than just the staff. So if you need any assistance, any suggestions as to who you can be, if you're really interested, please send me a message in the chat, send me your email so I can contact you or something like that. I'll be glad to help you. Okay. Not only that, so one thing that I thought that would be really rewarding from making these Black History photo recreations, your picture is going to be beside the person that you're deciding to replicate or recreate. And so you can blow that picture up or just frame that picture, and that can be something that you can use to hand down generations in your family, to your youth, to the grandchildren, and that type of thing. And it can be a beautiful piece just to hang in your home so that you can look at it. And I'm sure that whoever you choose to recreate is worthy of your face being beside them, because it's somebody who's contributed something great to our community or the world. All right. Today is Thursday, January the 20th. Today is, and don't forget to jot down any of these topics in case you want to use them for further art projects or research. Today is Women's Healthy Weight Day. Take a Walk Outdoors Day. I was gonna take a walk on the Beltline yesterday. Yesterday was such a beautiful day as it pertains to just even calm weather, and I didn't want to go too far from the house, so I just went around the block. All right, today is National Penguin Day, National Coffee Break Day. Now some of y'all take a coffee break every day, so actually celebrating it today will just be a part of your actual routine. All right, National DJ Day, DJ as in disc jockey. National Cheese Lovers Day. How many of you out there love cheese? All right, Guru Gobind Singh Jayanti Day. That's going to be probably Hindu. Get to know your customers day. So I've been working for the county now about 20 years, and all of these years I've been serving seniors, and it's been such a wonderful pleasure to get to know my customer and to know what things, what things help you to encourage you to grow and to learn, and what things that you don't like, and what is common or basic within the senior citizen community as do's and don'ts. So it's been like a really good run, and I've learned a lot as it pertains to how to be when I get younger like you all, or how not to be. So get to know your customers day. Today is camcorder day. Does anybody still own a camcorder? You know, the video camera that you hold in your hand. And today is also International Day of Acceptance. So acceptance is really big. Let's go ahead and read that one. International Day of Acceptance is observed every year on January the 20th, and it is the day to fill our hearts with the sublime powers of acceptance. This is one of the hardest things. Before I even read this, this is one of the hardest qualities to have is being accepting. Because the reason why we are not accepting of others is because first, we're not accepting of ourselves. All right, so let's go ahead further and read what they have to say. It is important to be accepting of certain things in life. This idea unquestionably holds in the case of accepting the disability of the person. This is a day when people all over the world come together to support and embrace the challenges that come along with having a disability. International Day of Acceptance was created as a way to recognize social acceptance of disability, because it's very important to accept people with disabilities, because we are not all on the same playing field or level as it pertains to our mobility or hearing or sight, getting places. And sometimes you'll be shocked that, like, say somebody that does not have extremities, like an arm or a leg or a hand, since they are very sensitive and they have lost like sight or something, then they work really hard to make up for what they have lost, and something about their senses become even stronger and powerful than ours. Like, you may think that because somebody does not have sight to see, they still have sight with their hearing and sensation, so they may be better to navigate than somebody who can actually see. Sometimes our eyes are open and we still don't see. So anyway, have acceptance of people that are disabled, or definitely that are different than you, and be accepting of yourself too. I see that too many times too often, that people are so hard on themselves. So be kind and loving towards yourselves. God knows what he was doing when the creator know what they were doing when they created you. Excuse me, the creator. All right, moving right along. So we are going to get straight into our lesson. And what I have to do is first cover myself with an apron to preserve your clothing, because you know you're working with clay, which is just dirt. And it kind of gets everywhere sometimes. And even though I have that back there, I'm gonna get newspaper. And I know I'm gonna need a brush to smooth, and I'm gonna turn on the water so I can get some warm water flowing. And so since we have class tomorrow, what we don't finish today, we will finish tomorrow, being that I know that we have classes that we want to attend, especially like our new class by the Darnell's kitchen staff and Chef Aja Simmons. It's cooking and conversations. It's at 11 a.m. So some of you may want to join that class. It's very informative, and it's visually pleasing to the eye as far as being able to see food and hearing the recipes and tips that they have for you about everything culinary in the kitchen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We have about 15, 20 minutes roughly, and then I will conclude class. So as you can see, I have my triangles here. And last week I made 2 different designs. I have this brick design and I have this rose design. So I was thinking about mixing up the pieces, but now I decided I'm just going to use my brick design on the bottom and my heart design on the top. But first I'm just getting a couple of pieces and making sure they're flat. So what I want to do is place a piece like so, centered, and I'm going to try to get the best angle possible. It should be good so you all can see. So what I'm going to do, basically what I'm doing is going to attach the first 2 pieces, and I hope you all have your pieces right in front of you so that you can work right along with me. And what you're going to do is, I have this triangle pointed away from me like so. And I guess that's just so I can keep up with making sure that you have a good angle. And what I'm going to do is make sure you have some slip as well. I have this slip here, and I'm going to pour a bit of the water off, just a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I forgot I needed some hot water for my cup. All right, so we have our cup of water. If you have any questions, anything as I'm working, please feel free to ask. All right, so I'm just gonna dip that spatula in the water since these have been leathered since last week. And I'm gonna scratch both sides going upward towards the point or the tip, like so, and not the bottom. I don't need to scratch the bottom. And so I'm gonna find the other side that I want to attach. I'm going to scratch the side of one triangle. I'm going to add some slip. Add some slip to both sides. And I could hold it, but what I'm going to do is just kind of add this triangle to the top corner like so, right here, making sure it's aligned. And it's going to be lifted a little, and all I want to do is kind of just sit. I'm going to sit a cushion right there. As you can see, I have a what do you call the thing? Sponge. So from there, I'm using 2 sponges to hold my 2 sides up so that they will be level. If you want to put a coil in the inside to attach that, you can, but all I'm going to do is actually push them together gently. And where the slip comes up, I'm going to take my feathered tool and kind of just start to scratch and score that together. And what I'm going to do is also go back with my spatula and seal that. It's like a really light, sorry. Let me get my camera back. Young people. All right, sorry about that. All right, thanks. Sorry. This thing has 2 cameras. All right. So I'm just lightly putting that together in the inside. I'll be able to do the work on the outside once I'm able to flip everything over. And so I'm just kind of going back, smoothing that on the edges and everything, so it can at least stay together. And then I'm going to take my brush with the slip and kind of brush back and forth there till it's kind of somewhat smooth. Cleaning that with the water. You see, I still have my sponge below there. And now I'm going to get a second sponge to dry that up before I go on. You can see the water and moisture and everything. All right, moving right along, we're going to do that to the same thing to this upper side right here, leaving the bottom exposed. I'm looking for another triangle, making sure that my design is upright. I'm going to scratch the side that I'm attaching here, add slip there, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm attaching here and lifting, lining it up, and I have to give it a little lift just to line it up because the edges are not beveled. I'm going to take this sponge, since I'm using sponges to give myself the same lift. If you can find 2 things that you can just give yourself a little lift with in your home, and you want to do that, something. So then I'm going to once again scratch that seam so I can lightly bring that together. I want to do, for this, I don't know, I just want to do less work as possible so that I can keep my triangles intact, not scratching up, messing up the actual shape of the triangles. And so now I'm going to use my spatula to kind of smooth those scoring lines out with some water. Since they are leathered, they kind of dry, re-moisten it just a little bit, but I don't want to get it too wet. And then I'm going to take my slip again and smooth back and forth right in that seam until that disappears. So if you are a few minutes behind me, just keep going and you'll be able to catch up as I'm going to the second step. And one thing that I realize is too, if you don't have a sponge to help you lift that, what you can do, if you can see, is use one of your triangles. You see how I put my triangle up under there? So I just use my triangle kind of as like a little piece, if you will. I mean, a prop. Yeah. So I'm just taking my triangle back. And see, the sponge is not all the way up under there. It's just under there halfway. But if you use a triangle, then you're going to push it all the way about a quarter. And then you'll have like a high type lift. So I'm moving that triangle. And then I'm going to go back and smooth that out – just to get the slip smooth with some water, and then I'm going to dry that up. Don't want to leave nothing too wet. Dry the moisture up. And those were my 3. So I suggested if you wanted to do one whole complete design, you could, or you could do 2 designs. It's up to you. So I did 2 designs. And so now I'm going to go ahead and get my other 3 pieces. The other 3 triangles, sorry, not pieces. The other 3 triangles. So what I'm going to do is kind of shift my paper around like so I can work on the very opposite side. And so I'm getting my other 3 triangles that have the brick design. Yep, there were 6 in all, 12 triangles total, but 6 of the brick design. And so right here, you want to repeat the same thing.
Are you rotating your triangle designs?
What you mean, did I rotate them?
I mean, you switch it from one to another one? You mixing them?
No. I'm doing now. I'm actually doing the other 3 of the brick design. So
okay, that's what I want to know.
Is 3 of the brick, and now I'm putting the other 3 of the brick together. So this makes all 6.
Okay.
So what I'm doing now is the same thing to the other 3. Scratching the 2 sides, and I'm just kind of going through it in case somebody didn't catch that. And then I'm looking to make sure this design is upright. I'm going to scratch this inner side that I want to attach it. Right here, I'm going to line the piece up with the piece here, level it up, and also take a sponge halfway and sit it below there, but I have to press this down a little to kind of get it to really seethe or press against the side of the first triangle. Now I'm going to scratch again, the seam or the center, back and forth, up and down, whatever way I need to move that clay with some water, little bit to give it moisture, because again, this has been leathering since last week. I don't know when some of you put yours together, but if it's leathered some, then you're going to need a little bit of moisture. If it's too wet, you don't need that much moisture. Like some of you might have got your triangles together this morning or yesterday. All right, I'm smoothing that out, holding it at the same time so I won't press it all the way down or press it back down off the level of the side. And then I'm kind of smoothing it with my fingers as well. I'm going to get that sponge, dried it up, scratch the other. This is upright, so I'm turning it over and I'm going to scratch this edge right here. So once I turn everything over, everything will be upright, the actual bricks matching. And your patterns might not need all that special attention. It's just that I wanted those bricks to kind of be going the same way. So I just made sure to pay attention to that. All right, so this particular seam, I'm making sure to, I'm going to slide this over. I'm making sure to lift it so that it will meet the side or edge of the other triangle, and also use a sponge to give it the height that I want, halfway. And now I'm going to press harder together and then go ahead, scratch that seam, score it, blend it together. Then use a spatula to smooth it out. Or press those scoring lines out. And then we're going to use this brush to smooth with the slip. back and forth. And I'm gonna just smooth with the water. And then I'm gonna take my sponge and dry sponge that up. All right. So from there, if your pieces are somewhat a little bit together, I'm gonna try to lift this first one up first like so and sit it and make sure everything seems a little level like this. As you can see. So once I sit it up, I'm gonna just kind of work on it a bit. But I still want to keep it sitting up just like so. Then I'm gonna turn it on the outside. Ah, almost collapsed. But don't turn it over. You got to keep it sitting up like that until you get that outside portion together. So what I think the best thing to do is we're going to go ahead and finish this part. And then we'll finish part 2 tomorrow. So if you want to go on, that's up to you. But I'm definitely going to be doing part 2 in class in case somebody wants to do it together. However, I'm going to roll a thin coil, thin enough to go into those creases right there. As you can see when you turn it over. And so to multitask, I don't want the thing to fall apart. I was going to go ahead and sit the other side up and do it, but I'm just going to wait until I actually get the coil into this little groove here. Break that off. And then I'm going to secure the other side skinny enough to go right into that groove. And so I'm going to wet my spatula, wet my feather texture tool. Just dip it in the water. I'm going to kind of hold the center piece and score the coil up and down or back and forth without touching my triangle, because I don't want to lose the shape of my triangle or distort it. Just kind of scratch that out. Dip it and going into the other side. If your coil is too much, you'll know because it'll be all sticking out, and you might have some areas where you might need to add more place, so to speak, where it may be shallow. So there's no rush, just take your time. And what I'm going to do is take this spatula and scrape down to get any clay that's too high or raised off of the sides or the edges. Okay, that didn't take that much time. And all you have to do from there is smooth that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my brush with water just to go up and down it and smooth. And even if it looks like you're smoothing your design, just don't touch it. You know, you only want to smooth that whole area where you added the coil in that seam. Now I just want to kind of press it with my finger, just and feel it and make sure it's all compacted in there. Same thing on the other side. So this particular project is origami as well, but even though you are severing the pieces, this is how you just have to do the clay because you can't fold clay. Clay is gonna break or bend, too much. It's not that stiff like paper. So it's gonna give you the same end result, but however, it's a little bit different than Japanese paper folding, although these projects come from the idea of origami, which is Japanese paper folding. All right, so I've done that. I'm gonna smooth one more time. And then I'm gonna dry brush that. Brush up some of that water. So right now I just gotta clean my sponge out a little because I've used it several times and it has clay in it. If anybody has to leave this class to go to another class, feel free. And so basically what you're gonna do to the other side, I'm just gonna kind of rotate this and bring this piece up like so, forward. Yep, that's all it needed. Slide it over and do the same thing with the coil. So once again, I'm getting another coil and I'll be able to quickly show you what you're gonna do to that to put it together, and then we'll be ready for our next portion tomorrow. All right, so roll your coil and go ahead and fill in those two seams right here as well. I'm rolling the coil thin enough. I don't want it to be too thick. That means I'll have to do too much work. All right. So I'm taking this coil, sitting it kind of in the seam. This is a little bit too thick, so I'm thinning it out. It's gonna come right there. Kind of just gently pressing that into the seam. And I'm gonna break that at the tip where I don't need it. And I'm gonna roll another piece out, put it on the other side, clean that up, and show you what to do to attach. This side, attach the coil there. I'm gonna go ahead and scratch that in quickly. I did the other one a little slower, but since you saw me do the first one, I'm gonna go ahead and whip this one out. Try to score that coil back and forth to make it go both ways so it can hit both sides of that triangle. And now I'm just gonna take my spatula and clean that up. Oh, I almost made it flip over. Other side. Now I'm gonna just take my fingers really quick and smooth that. Thanks y'all for being patient. I'll be done in a couple of minutes. Smoothing it out. Don't forget, brush it. Get some of that water up. Don't forget about the edges. All right, I'm gonna dry brush that. You can see I can move all these sponges now. I'm gonna dry brush that with the sponge to just soak up some of that water. All right. And so from there, by tomorrow, what you want to do is just take, let me just slide this out of the way 1 second. I need to flip my paper over. I always like to have a neat paper. All right. So what you're going to do is I have one piece sitting like so. You can see that the triangle is upside down in the center, and it's sitting where it's able to sit like so. So I'm just going to turn this around 360 so you can see it like that. All right. So then you're going to get the other piece, and it might be a little bit wide. You're going to have to fit it together. You see how you have this piece the same way? But now what you're going to do is flip it the opposite way, like so, with the triangle pointed upward. And then you're going to take those two pieces like this. First, let me sit this back up so it doesn't break. First, you're going to score the sides of one, like so. Score the other side, both sides, with the triangle center going, the tip going down. So I have the two sides scored. I'm going to take some slip and just kind of add that right there, slip. Then I'm going to take, see you have this point going down. I'm going to have the tip coming up now, and I'm going to put one edge. Let me score this edge. Sorry, you got to score both edges, sides of each piece. And this side as well. All right, so I'm going to add some slip to this side that I'm connecting. I'm going to add that there and bring it around like so. So you just have to kind of, you might break it a little, but you got to kind of slowly do that until you get it together. Wait, give me 1 second, sorry. Wait. Ah, mine's stuck. In 1 second. Let me get this goop off my hands. Give me 1 second, young people. 1 second, I gotta clean my hand. Sorry. Hands too goopy. Okay, so we have this triangle down. Then you're gonna take this triangle up, and it's gonna fit like so on those two sides. Put this side together first. Side, just like so. So at the top, when you get all that together, I'm going to put it together right now, but you're going to see a triangle at the top, like that. Somebody need me to take that apart and put it back together again? Yes, no?
So there's an opening at the bottom, a triangle?
Yes, there's an
opening?
opening at the bottom. It's a triangle, yes.
Okay.
So you want to kind of sit that the way that you can to get it level, and that's what I'm doing now. Don't forget that you're going to have to put the same things in the inside of the seam, which is coils. And I'm just kind of getting my edges together. Okay, that looks good. Okay, once again, the whole thing is going to be getting tighter. So you're going to have to kind of patch up the whole thing, looking around the whole piece. But now I'm going to turn it so you can see. All right, so I'm turning on this side that I didn't have a coil right here. And I'm going to add a coil. Boom. Then I'm turning. I already had a coil there, but you can see it's broken up because I have to refix it from actually pushing everything tighter. I'm going to the side that I don't have a coil, and I'm adding a piece here. It should be like two sides. And so right now you should have a triangle at the top, triangle in the bottom. And it should be triangles all around the sides. You should have 6 sides so far. And all you want to do is put that together and wrap everything up until tomorrow. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions?
No.
What are you making again?
Sir,
What are you making again?
we're making a triangle vase.
Okay, triangulation.
So you don't know what we do, do you have clay?
Yes, I have clay.
Okay, so what you want to do is get clay and make a
Triangle.
triangle, and this dimension is 3.5 inches. It's 3.5. Let me show you. If I get my ruler, it's going to be right at the 3.5 mark.
Okay.
See that? It's
Yeah, the
3.5. It's 3.5 all the way around.
corners of it.
3.5. 3.5. Once you get one Mr. Van Dyke, then you're going to go ahead and cut out. You need 12 triangles. What we did was I did a design on 6 of mine, which is this brick design. And I did a design on the other 6, which is like a rose design. You don't have to do a design if you don't want to. You can do a design or you can leave it smooth. It's up to you. So
That's
you need 12 triangles by tomorrow. And I'm going to put the other 6 together tomorrow. So if you missed how to put the first ones together, I'll be doing it tomorrow and you can catch up. Or mustard. It's up to you. Ketchup or mustard. It's up to you.
Ketchup and mustard. What are you talking about?
I said tomorrow, if you didn't do it today, if you have your 12 triangles, you can catch up or mustard. It's up to you.
I understand the ketchup, but where the mustard come in at?
Because if you don't catch up, you're going to be mustard. If you don't catch up, you're going to be mustard.
Okay.
Now, if I pick this up, y'all saw the triangle at the top. I'm going to gently pick it up because I got to put all this together. If I pick this up on the bottom, what do you see? A triangle.
Triangle, okay.
At the top, a triangle.
And this is supposed to be a vase, correct? Working on it.
It's gonna, when we finish it, it's gonna be a vase.
Okay.
So you got to get your parts together first. You need 12 triangles by tomorrow.
Got you.
All right.
Okay,
Anybody else got
part
it?
2?
Ma'am?
So we can go ahead and do the other 2 just like that and just hold till tomorrow, or just wait.
No, you can go ahead and do the other. So that's what I was gonna say. I'm so glad you asked. What I was saying, is there anybody in the class that didn't see me demonstrate those today? Is there somebody that did not see me put these 6 triangles together today?
I did not. I'm just
You did not. So Miss Gwen, That's what I was gonna say. If anybody else wants to go ahead and put those other 6 together, you can. If you want to wait until
Okay.
class tomorrow, I'm gonna do it in class tomorrow because I have to do it for people who probably missed that today. If you want to go ahead, if you're confident, you want to go ahead and put those other 6 together just like that, then go ahead. But if
I
not,
wasn't-
wait for me. We're gonna do it in class together.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
even even if you've done it, you just sit there and watch while I put it together in class. But go ahead and get your 12 triangles together, which is 3.5 inches all the way around the 3 sides. If you want designs on your triangles, do so. And don't forget that we are doing photo recreations for our Black History program. If anybody is even interested, remotely interested in recreating yourself to be like somebody, please let me know. I'll be glad to assist you. And also, if you kind of want to do it, but you don't know who you could possibly be, call me and I will suggest someone for you. So I already have somebody out of this class participating. I'm not going to say who it is because I want it to be a surprise for you all. And y'all will see whoever that person is, but hopefully we'll get somebody else. And Mr. Van Dyke, somebody at the facility suggested that you do a photo recreation. But one thing I wanted to say is these pictures could be really valuable to you all. You can hang them in your house along with the person beside you as a nice photo art piece in your home, and it can be handed down generation to generation as well. So Mr. Van Dyke, I'll give you a call. And thank you all so much for joining Hand-Built Pottery. Are there any questions? Any suggestions? Now, you know, if you all need anything, please contact me. You can all come up here to drop anything off if you need to. I'm going to be firing the kiln soon. If you needed to pick up anything, I'll let you all know. And that's all I got to say. And y'all have a wonderful, blessed, and happy day. And I'll see you all.
Excuse me, Kimmy.
Yes, ma'am.
I did my envelope.
Oh, you want to show it?
You see it?
Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Woo. So Miss Gloria said she did the envelope fold. This is our envelope fold. And I think Miss Diana showed hers last week. Oh,
That's pretty. I like
thank
that.
you. Beautiful.
I love the butterflies.
I love the design.
Be careful, Miss Gloria. That is so beautiful.
It sure
Thank
is. It's
y'all.
nice.
Thank y'all very much. Good.
Very nice.
That's so cute. Okay, thank you so much. Thank y'all. So I just want to say that even though we are in class virtually, y'all are still amazing me and putting out some really, really beautiful work. So just keep up the good work. And I am going to start calling more people in the class to see what is the reason why they're not in class, and, you know, to try to promote more people getting in our classes. And I just love you all so much. Continue to be creative, and I'll see you all next class. Thanks for joining Hand-Built Pottery. I'm Kimberlie Wright. Peace and love.
Thank you.
Thank
You all
you.
have a beautiful day.
Have a great day.
Thanks.